According to the priest, demon spirits will masquerade as visitors from far distant planets in the universe. They will appear as wise, benevolent extraterrestrials who have come to warn Earth about impending disasters and guide humanity into a new era. They know that because millions believe people have immortal souls capable of cosmic travel or out-of-body experiences, this ploy will be readily accepted. In other words, thanks to the groundwork of spiritualism, people will be predisposed to trust these cosmic envoys. The spirits plan to channel messages through trance mediums to influential leaders and spread the idea that our planet is on the brink of destruction unless we follow certain spiritual recommendations. The priest spoke as if he could see it unfolding. Famous leaders and even clergy will begin promoting the counsel supposedly received from these advanced extraterrestrial beings. And what will these so-called space visitors urge? The demon priest said they will promise that if people implement their guidance, they will usher in a glorious new age of peace and prosperity. No more war, no more famines, no more social unrest. 1,000 years of happiness. Virtually a new Garden of Eden. It's the ultimate utopian promise, peace and safety at last. But the Bible warns, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. The priest said many religious leaders themselves would jump on this bandwagon, preaching about a coming millennium of perfect peace on earth, brought about by human cooperation and enlightened spiritual knowledge. Even now, Roger could see seeds of this. A hopeful message of human unity and peace appealing to all. However, the priest revealed the darker motive. The spirit's goal during this push would be to enforce universal worship on Lucifer's terms. Specifically, as calamities increase and people clamor for solutions, the spirits will push Sunday observance as a focal point of unity. Religious and political authorities will be influenced to declare that honoring Sunday, the venerable day of the sun, as the priest called it, is the key to world peace and divine favor. Laws will be passed to enforce Sunday sacredness, with the claim that this will avert the threatened global catastrophes. And crucially, anyone who refuses to go along will be seen as stubborn and anti-peace. The high priest assured his audience, "What about those who won't accept the spirit's recommendation? No problem. Laws will make them comply, whether they believe or not. The enforcement will be strict, for the supposed good of all." Roger was struck by how openly the priest connected sun worship with this future plan. He recounted that in ages past, worship of the sun was a terrible irritant to the Creator, and Lucifer planned to bring that offense back in a deceptive way. By the observance of the day upon which the Master has placed the unction of his authority and power, he receives homage regardless of whom people claim to worship. If you worship on Lucifer's chosen day, Sunday,
he receives homage.
You are unknowingly worshiping Satan, no matter what name you use for your God. This bold statement stunned Roger. He had never considered such a thing. The priest clarified that the Creator's chosen day of worship is the seventh-day Sabbath memorialized at creation, whereas Lucifer claims the first day, Sunday, as his own. Thus, in the final deception, when the world thinks it's uniting for peace and religious renewal, those who accept Sunday sacredness in place of God's command will actually be paying homage to Lucifer. It will seem like a glorious new age, but it is a brilliant trap, a forced false worship, that the Bible in prophecy calls the mark of the beast, though Roger did not yet know that term. The high priest had essentially outlined the climax of the great controversy. A showdown over loyalty, disguised as a movement for world peace. Roger realized this directly contradicted what he had been taught in his Catholic upbringing about Sunday. He had never heard of seventh-day observers or Sabbath-keeping Christians at that point. But the priest mentioned, almost in passing, that the Adventists were not deceived on the state of the dead. Roger filed that detail away. Right now, he was overwhelmed by the enormity of the plan. The prophecy of peace and safety, followed by sudden destruction. 1 Thessalonians 5:3 took on vivid meaning. The new age of bliss promised by these demons was nothing but bait to ensnare souls into worshiping the devil. They would use fear of disaster, promises of peace, miraculous signs, and even the coercive power of law to achieve universal allegiance. In the end, people would think they're uniting under God for the good of humanity, while in reality, they'd be honoring Satan. It was a deception so deep that only those firmly grounded in Scripture and obedient to God would see through it. Roger has now been shown Lucifer's endgame, a staged age of Aquarius-style world peace movement led by demons posing as extraterrestrial saviors. The scheme promises a millennium of peace and prosperity, if humanity obeys new spiritual directives, notably, enforced Sunday worship for global unity. In truth, this glorious new age would be Lucifer's final attempt to receive worship, due only to God. This revelation left Roger astonished. But there was one ray of hope in all this darkness, the admission that one small group of people could not be deceived. Now Roger learns about the one group the demons fear, those who cling to all of God's commandments,